Good morning, class 12. This is your subject Business Studies, chapter number 7 Directing, lecture number 6. In this lecture, we shall study about financial and non-financial incentives. So let's start. First of all, financial incentives. Financial incentives in today's socio-economic condition, money has become a very important part of our lives. So we need money to satisfy almost all of our needs. Because it has purchasing power. So financial incentives refers to those incentives which are indirect monetary form. For example, money or can be measured in monetary terms. So the term which is related to money, that is called financial incentives. It can be provided on an individual or group basis and satisfy the monetary and future security needs of an individual. Whenever we need financial incentive, definitely it satisfy our needs. So here we study the types of financial incentives. The most commonly used financial incentives are pay and allowances. First of all, salary is a basic incentive for every employee to work efficiently for any organization. So salary include basic pay, dearness allowance, house rent allowance, similarly other allowance. So these all are included in pay and allowances. So for every employee, salary is the basic monetary incentive. Salary system consists of regular increment in pay every year and enhancement of allowances from time to time. Fine. So in some business organization, pay hike and increment may be linked to performance. Second one is bonus. Bonus is an incentive offered over and above the wages, or we can say salary, to the employee. So it is a sum of money offered to an employee over and above the salary as a reward for his good performance. Next one is profit sharing. Sometimes the employees are given a share in the profit of the organization. This motivates them to perform efficiently and give their best to increase the profit of the organization. So profit sharing is meant to provide a share to employee in the profit of the organization, because this serves to motivate the employee to improve their performance and contribute to increase in profits. Next one is retirement benefits. See, retirement benefits like gratuity, pension, provident fund, leave encashment provide financial securities to the employees post their retirement, after their retirement. So they work properly when they are in service. So retirement benefits such as provident fund, gratuity, pension, this act as an incentive when they are in service in the organization. So it also helps the employee to motivate. Next one is stock option or co-partnership. See, under the employee stock option plan, the employee is offered the ordinary shares of the company at a price lower than its market price for a specified period of time. They are saying if the company is issuing a shares, then they offer the employees the ordinary shares of the company at a price lower than its market price, because they are the employees of the company. That's why company offer them shares at a lower price than its market price for a specified period of time. So under this incentive system, they are offered shares at a set price. The allotment of shares creates a feeling of ownership to the employees and makes them contribute for the growth of the organization. See, it is a feeling of ownership in the employees, allotment of shares, and they give their best to the company. Fine. Now, productivity linked wage system. We have already studied that. Once we can see here, it is a system which establish a closer link between wages and productivity, so as to enhance competitiveness and ensure that wages increase commensurate with higher productivity increases. Fine. Retirement benefits, we have already read it, like pension, provident fund. These made financial security to their employees after retirement. Now see non-financial incentives. Non-financial incentive means all the needs of the individual are not satisfied by money alone. Psychological, social, and emotional factors also play important role in providing motivation. So non-financial incentives mainly focus on these needs. Number 1, status. In business terms, status means ranking of position in the organization, authority, responsibility, rewards, recognition, perquisites, prestige of job indicate the status given to a person holding a managerial position. Basically, they are saying that in organization, status means ranking of position in the organization. So who decide ranking? Their post decided ranking. Fine, like authority, responsibility, rewards, recognition, all these things. So psychological and social and esteem need of individuals are satisfied by status given to their job. Next one is organizational climate. They are saying better condition in the organization, like individual autonomy, means freedom to take action, reward orientation, consideration to employees, risk taking, provide an organization to be different from other organizations. So positive measures taken in these aspects help to develop better organizational climate. People feel motivated whenever they get good organizational climate in the organization. Next one is career advancement opportunity. When an employee are provided opportunity to grow in status and responsibility, they are satisfied and committed to the organizational goals. So skill development programs, sound promotion policy help the employee to improve their skills and be promoted to higher levels so that they can improve their performance. So every individual wants to grow to the higher level in the organization. So managers should provide opportunity to employees to improve their skills and promote it to the higher level jobs. Next one, job enrichment. Job enrichment is concerned with designing job include greater variety of work, give workers more autonomy and responsibility, and provide the opportunity for personal growth and a meaningful work experience. Fine. So this provide opportunity for growth and development of an employee on one hand and more autonomy and responsibility on the other, which becomes a source of motivation to the individual. Fine. So that individual work or employees work through great motivation because they think that they are also a part of the organization. Employees recognition programs. In these type of programs, these recognition means the acknowledgement of work with a show of appreciation. With such appreciation, employees feel motivated. So it can be done in the following ways. These type of programs are to be organized in the following ways. First, congratulate the employees for his performance. Second, display on notice board or newsletter of the company about the achievement of the employee. The company should congratulate them for their performance. Their company should display on the notice board or newsletter of the company the achievement of the employee. It should give reward or certificate to the employee for the best performance. It should distribute mementos and complimentaries like t-shirts, caps, bags, etc. and rewarding an employee for giving valuable suggestions. Fine. If any employee is recognized in the company through these type of system, definitely he will feel motivated and better to do work. Next one is job security. It ensures stability of income and work, which motivates individual to work with great zeal. So however, it has negative aspect as well. It makes individual feel that they are not likely to lose their jobs and hence may become complacent and careless. Job security, they are saying employee want their job to be secure, so they want certain stability for future income and work, so that they do not feel worried on these aspects and work with greater zeal. However, this is one negative aspect of job security because people feel that they are not going to lose job, so they become careless. Employees participation. It means involving employees in decision making regarding the issues related to them. For example, encourage participation in joint management committees, work committees and canteen committees, etc. So employees participation, they are saying, means involving the employees in decision making of the issues related to them. In many companies, these programs are in practice in form of joint management committees, work committees and in canteen committees, so that employees feel motivated to do work more and more. Next one is employee empowerment. It means giving more autonomy and power to subordinates. It makes people feel their jobs are important, as a result of which they contribute positively to the use of links, fine, and skills as well. So employee empowerment basically means giving autonomy and power to the subordinate, so that they should feel that their jobs are important, and this feeling contributes positively to the use of their skills and talent in the job performance. Understood? So your homework is you just revise all the topics and do case study related to this topic given in your book on page number 254. You can do objective type questions as well given on page number 252 to 254, and case study related to this topic given on page number 255.